So, ladies and gentlemen, your Dallas Cowboys are going to be set to take on the Houston Texans at home. And I don't know if there's going to be a lot to talk about in this video in the pregame because we kind of understand what the Cowboys are going into. Okay, you have a team that's 1-10-1. They don't look good. They're starting a quarterback they just benched. It feels like the Colts game, but you're facing a worse off team, right? And I'm going to be completely real with you. The Cowboys should not struggle in this game. Do I think they're going to cover the 17.5 point spread, 16.5 point spread, whatever it may be, depending on the bettors? Maybe. I don't know. I don't really like having a massive spread that much because odds are there is going to be a team that covers that. But who knows, right? We don't know what's going to happen. But before we begin, if you could do a favor and like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, especially if you're new, so you can continue to get new Dallas Cowboys content as it comes out. And then also, if you wish to support the channel further, hit the join button, become a channel member, support the channel on a monthly basis. It's greatly appreciated. So look, the Dallas Cowboys currently sit here at 9-3. They are in a status where they're trying to get ready for the run that we think they're going to attempt to do. There's no secret about it. I mean, the Cowboys look better than last year's team. And even if by some random happenstance they lose this game or even lose the next game, it really doesn't matter to me. The fact is that this Cowboys team just needs to play good football at the right time against the correct opponents for me to really be like, you know what? I think that this is the team that we know what we got, right? Now, when it comes to the Texans, let me just put it bluntly, they're really bad, right? I mean, their bright spot has been Damian Pierce, I believe his name is, the running back. And, you know, he's been awesome for them. But aside from that, you know, you have Brandon Cooks there. You have Davis Mills back in the lineup. And I'm not really scared. They don't really have a lot of guys on that roster where you look at it and you're like, you know, maybe I should be a bit afraid. Because with the Colts, and I said this, right? I didn't expect the Dallas Cowboys to just waltz into that game and beat the crap out of them like I saw them do. I would be lying to you if I said I was. But I did pick the Cowboys to win 27-16 in that matchup, but I did say that the Colts have the ability to keep things close because of the roster they have. I believe they have like a top 15 defense and stuff like that. And offensively, that's just been the struggle for them. For the Texans, they have no redeeming quality there. They're just bad. I mean, there have been a couple games, especially the game against Deshaun Watson and the Browns where they hung in there. There have been a couple games where they've hung around, but that's really much it. I don't really see how they can win this game if there is any reason. I think the only way they win this game is if the Cowboys completely just F up themselves, and that's pretty much it, or they just don't show up to play. Which, again, it's the NFL. Anything's a given, but we're talking about a Houston team that just got eliminated from playoff contention, so there is that. Now, what am I looking for in this game? I'm just looking for the Cowboys to take care of business and stay healthy. That's it. I mean, there really isn't much to it other than the Dallas Cowboys at a 9-3, 6-1 home record. You know, it's something where a lot of people are like speculating, okay, how bad is this beatdown going to be? Which I don't think it's going to be a beatdown. I think that the Cowboys are just going to do what it takes to win the game. I think it's going to be like a final score of like, I don't know, like maybe 29-13 or something like that. I don't think it's going to be anything mesmerizing. And if it is like, let's say, hypothetically 31-0, 31-7, and it's like the third quarter or the fourth quarter, I would imagine you pull your starters. Like, I don't see a reason why you would need to keep them in there. I think that what we need to hope the Cowboys do in these games is continue to perfect the lineup and the opening scripts that they have. You know, I think that's really the last key thing. Dallas has been a second-half team, specifically in the third quarter. You know, the fourth quarter was weird until the Colts game. But the Dallas Cowboys tend to be a really damn good second-half team, which I don't have a problem with. If you're going to tell me, Space, would you prefer to be a first-half team or a second-half team? A second-half team, by a mile, because that's when it matters, right? The third and fourth quarter is when you have these games decided. Now, it's different if the Cowboys are squeaking by, which they're not. You know, they've handily beaten some teams. I mean, you look at since the Packers game, they beat the crap out of Minnesota. They beat the Giants handily. The score is deceiving. It was really a 28-13 game. Then you had the game against the Colts, where we all know what happened there, and I think I'm expecting the Cowboys to continue that there. All I got to hope is they just don't lose the focus of what we got to do here to stay on track. And I know, you're not going to get a whole lot from me. I think that Dallas will take care of business. Do I think they're going to cover that massive spread? I would say so, because I'm picking them to win 29-13, which is 17. So I don't know, guys. I just think that when you think about these types of games, it's just trap games kind of written over it, because everyone's saying the Cowboys should. But then again, if the Cowboys are that team, they'll take care of business. I shouldn't have to worry about it, and I can go about the rest of my day. Okay? And, this is going to be 1 o'clock. It's going to be region locked for the state of Texas, I believe, only, because out here in the Delaware Valley area, the Eagles are taking on the Giants, and I know a lot of Cowboys fans are interested in those matchups, because if they want a chance to catch Philly in the division, this is why this is an important game for Dallas. You need to win this game, and you got to hope that Philly trips up one. I got to be honest with you. Do I see that happening? No, I don't. I think Philly's going to be fine until maybe the December game, or the December 24th game to be specific. I think that that's going to tell us a lot about both these teams. It's going to say, okay, how much stock should we buy in the Cowboys? Or are the Cowboys one of those teams where it's like, okay, they're, one and done, or is this team a serious contender? I think that, I'm still a bit apprehensive on the Cowboys getting a bye week, because I'm worried about the rest, and, I don't know. I just think that it would be best suited for them to go through the wild card, and I could say then they lose. I don't really give a damn, right? If they're that team, they're going to take care of business. Now, Dallas, I believe, after this Houston game, has the last home game versus Philly. So we got to buckle things up, right? And we'll see how things go. I mean, there are no guarantees in the NFL, but, this is as close to a guarantee as you could be. I'm not going to say we're going to lose to the Texans. I don't think we're going to lose to the Texans. If we lose to the Texans, I'd be shocked. But the only way the Cowboys lose to the Texans is if the Dallas Cowboys really shoot themselves all over the place to where they can't even do anything. So that's pretty much it. I don't really have much more to say. I mean, really, Houston's kind of just like, you stop that run game, you make Davis Mills beat you, and that's it. I mean, there really isn't a whole lot defensively that you can do. I mean, again, Dallas can literally probably beat them with their hands tied. So we'll see. I think that, I guess, the biggest thing I'm looking for is for Dak Prescott to play a little bit better football, which this is a good game to do that against. I think that I'm not expecting Dak to throw 7 touchdowns in this game. I don't think he will. I think he'll throw maybe 2 touchdowns, and then that'll be the end of that. So with that being said, guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. I will catch you guys in the next one. And alrighty, let's see if these guys can get to 10 wins, which would be a massive accomplishment for Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy would be the first Cowboys coach since Barry Switzer to lead the team to back-to-back double-digit win seasons since 95-96, and that's why this is huge. And I think the magic number is 11. If the Cowboys can win the next 2 games, they most likely will clinch their ticket to the postseason. And that's pretty much it. We just got to keep an eye out on how these other teams are playing and who wins, who loses, because you're going to start seeing a lot of teams drop like flies. And I think I appreciate the fact that the NFC East is competitive, because it doesn't seem like the Cowboys have lost focus. So that's pretty much the end of that, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, and have a good one.